Here, there we go. Awesome. So I want to welcome everyone, obviously, to this international Zoom. So I'm obviously Greg Warmbier. I'm in the Sarasota, Florida area, just south of Tampa. And my beautiful, amazing wife is in South Africa now. She just arrived. So she is there in South Africa, and I'll be joining everybody there actually in a week. I'm flying out next Monday. And so we're really obviously excited. Here we go. I'm really very excited about obviously what we're doing here, what we're talking about. I've actually I'll kind of share a couple real quick things, and I'm going to reduce this down here. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is, there we go. So what I want to do is obviously welcome everybody here, because we were introduced to this product and the company just a couple months ago. And it was interesting that I had a great friend of mine that said, "Hey, Greg, I know that you've had some injuries and different things. Have you ever heard of these stem cell activation patches?" And I'd heard about them because some of the people at our church were utilizing them, and we heard some different testimonies. And then he said, "Well, I really want you to try them." So kind of a backstory on me is that I actually had an injury that happened a year ago, September 11th. Obviously, we'd let people know what happened in the United States, September 11th. Well, every September 11th, we have some sort of event that happens. And so I work out with a group called F3. It's Faith, Fellowship, and Fitness. And with this group, we climbed this 5-story tower. It's basically got stairs that go up and up and up and up, and then go down the other side. So it's a big tower. It's not like it's just like a straight up tower. And we did that 18 times up and down this tower, basically to represent the amount of stairs that the firefighters climbed on 9/11. And we had over 100 people at the event. We had all these firefighters in full gear, everything else. It was a great event, except for halfway through, on my way down from the tower, I tweaked my knee. And I was like, oh my goodness. And when that happens, you're like, oh no, oh no, no. And I kept on thinking I probably should stop. But I said, no, being a stubborn German, I said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue going through the thing, and continued on. Well, it turned out to be a pretty bad knee injury. And again, I probably should have stopped. And then months later, I had hip problem. So my left knee affected my right hip because you start compensating. And anybody who's had any kind of hip issues knows that's worse than the knee pain. It's constant. When you're sitting, you're in pain. When you're laying, you're in pain. When you're standing, you're in pain. It's just horrible. And so I re-injured my left shoulder. Unfortunately, I injured in high school and college. And I had a car accident 6 years ago that my neck and back were affected. So I kind of call it head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I had every kind of pain imaginable. So Ken said, I want you to try this. So I said, okay, we'll try it. I said, we'll be a customer. We're not interested from a business standpoint. 3 days later, I put this amazing little patch on the back of my neck, just put it back here. Basically, they said, wear it for 12 hours, take it off for 12 hours, put it in 12 hours. So this is back in the beginning of September. 3 days later, zero pain. Since then, I've had no pain, no knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. It has been amazing. In fact, the only thing that happened, I was actually on a cruise about several weeks ago, and with my daughters, and we were doing snorkeling and all this kind of stuff. And the next day I woke up and my neck was really stiff, but there was no pain. I'm like, this is crazy. And it reminded me what it's like to have pain. And it's like, I'm just thinking to myself going, this has been the greatest blessing we've ever seen. So I want to share some information with you tonight, go over some of the product information. And those that want to stick around towards the end, we'll talk about the business opportunity, because when that happened to me, my friend even said to me, he said, Greg, when this works for you, and he didn't say if it works, he said, when it works for you, he goes, you're going to probably talk to everything that moves. And that's what we've been doing. So ever since then, I said, okay, how do I get registered? What do I got to do? Because I think this will bless everybody that we know. And we want to be able to get it wholesale so we can bless everybody else with that. So the next thing I want to share a video with Steve and Gina Merritt. Actually, are leaders in this business. They got actually involved. They were involved with another company that had like an acai juice, and they actually helped over 170 families become multimillionaires. And when they took a look at this product, they go, oh my goodness, we've been praying. They've been praying for a year, trying to find something that actually was a great product that everybody could win at, that everybody could use. When they saw this, they looked deeper. They met with actually the owner, met with one of the top leaders in the business. And again, they put together, I was just with them a week ago, and they put together a video kind of explaining a little bit more about that, because they couldn't be here tonight. They're on the road. They own a 45-foot motor coach. I don't know what that is in yards, 15-yard mega coach. Anyway, so they actually have this huge motor coach that they're traveling to these different cities, helping people and stuff like that. So they couldn't be with us on the Zoom meeting, but they put together a video. So let me share this video with you real quick.
You want to start?
Yeah, sure. So we're Steve and Gina in Sarasota, Florida. As I say hey to all of our awesome team around the world.
We're about to kick off this meeting here, and I wanted Steve, as you say hi real quick to all our team all across the countries.
Guys, we're so fired up to be working with Greg and Mena. They're fantastic leaders, and we've got a business already growing around the world because of these two. Mena's already in South Africa right now, helping everybody, but we've got people all over the country and in America here and around the world. It's because this X39 patch technology is so simple that anyone can talk about it. I mean, as soon as you hear that you put the patch on and the heat through phototherapy activates your copper peptide that reactivates your own stem cells. Everybody wants to hear more about it. And then once I found out that at 30 years old, half of your stem cells are active, and at 60, basically none of them are active, you need this product to be wearing the product. And we're going to be coming to you wherever you live.
That's
you
right.
Keep building it. You plug into the Zoom meetings that we're doing. And believe me, we're going to be jumping on cars, trains, planes, and automobiles to come to wherever you're at.
Hey, we're excited to be a part of this team. It is growing fast, so do not be left behind. This product is life-changing, and we are super excited to be working with these guys. So hey, God bless. We look forward to seeing you at your country.
Now we've got the new rank outfit bonus that is happening in the month of December, where you can put up to $18,000 in cash in your pocket. Gene and I, they had this promotion July 1st when we started the business. And that's 5 months ago, and we went through every rank and got all the bonuses, $18,000. The great thing is that because we did it, no one had ever done it before that quickly. But it's kind of like the 1 minute mile. When a person can run that fast, when Bannister hit the 1 minute mile and blew all the records, then everyone started doing the same thing. It happens in sports all the time. One person learns a trick, everyone can do it. So Gene and I, remember, I negotiated my way out of high school. If you don't pass me, I'm coming back. And we were able to do it. So we know you could do it, hit every one of these ranks, but set your goal to be a senior presidential director by the end of December. At least you got the goal set. What if you only get halfway there and you only get $9,000 in your pocket? Are you going to be upset with us? We know that you can do it. And if you plug in with Greg and Mena and make it happen with Ken and Diana and the entire team, we're making it happen with the Quantum Field X39 team around the world.
Yeah, so we're excited to be a part of your team.
Bless you guys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
So what's very cool is that they're awesome leaders, just servant leaders. And the part that I love is that they are really truly helping people. In fact, they had updated the presentation just actually last week. And so Mena just texted them this morning and they sent us the new presentation explaining this. But these are some things that I'd recommend if you can get a screenshot of this, take a picture of this, whatever it is. Of course, you're going to want to look at each of these different links. So we have actually information specifically on training, information on just the product, and we have also information on testimonials. So if someone says, well, will it help this? Most of the time it will, and we'll talk a little bit more, about that, but definitely we can send this information to you, but get a screenshot of that. Now, the next thing is I want to do is I want to play a quick video that explains the X39 patch. The company itself has made patches for 20 years. They've been doing an amazing job actually helping a ton of people all around the world. But back in 2018, they basically they've been doing 10 years of studies on this patches and finally got it to work the way they wanted it to, where it truly works. It works in an amazing way, very quickly, efficiently for a lot of people. And then 2019, they launched the actual X39 stem cell patch. And I'll talk more about that, about what's happening. So here's the video.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. Lifewave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, A number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Unless you're using Lifewave. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind Lifewave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single Lifewave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing Lifewave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells, a true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of Lifewave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one Lifewave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all Lifewave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about Lifewave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39. Imagine investing in companies like these when they first went public and riding their growth to where they are today. Those who made wise decisions to get involved gained incredible wealth. Now it's your turn. When it comes to regenerative anti-aging science, stem cells are the future. And thanks to Lifewave, you are at the forefront of it all. Don't miss out. X39 puts you on the threshold of explosive growth in your business like no other product ever could. And all you need to do is try it and share it with others. The Lifewave X39 patch, an absolute breakthrough for your body or your business. Live long, live well, live younger. Experience the power of Lifewave today.
Awesome. So that explains more in 2 minutes than I could probably explain. And then, Matt, if you can make sure you mute, I was just about to text you. Anybody else who jumps on, some people get jumped on a little late because of load shedding and things like that. But one thing we're very excited about is obviously this is distributed in over 75 countries around the world. The most important part that we took a look at is how this can be a blessing to so many people. So the one thing they talk about is obviously, elevating your copper peptides, which obviously stimulates and activates your stem cells, and which actually creates regenerative health in your body. I could probably speak for an hour on all of the ways it's helped me, but we're going to talk about some other people in a little bit about how it's helped them. So one of the things that we want to do is obviously talk more about obviously why someone would want to utilize this. And the really most important part is because a lot of times people have pain. A lot of times people have issues. Once again, one of the first things it helps out with is PTSD, which people have heard about, anxiety, stress, different things like that, because it also emotional, when you talk about hormonal, it actually within a couple of weeks, it balances you and helps out tremendously. Personally, from a business standpoint, we wanted this because we want to be able to bless other people, but because also we have multiple streams of income. And if we can help other people become successful, and the more successful they become, the more successful we become, that's a true blessing. Now, again, We have people all over the world that are participating in what we're doing. The great part about it is that because of a lot of the connections that MENA has, we got people that are in a bunch of countries. I think we're in 7 or 8 different countries personally. We got people in different areas. So the interesting part about this is that it's continually growing like crazy. And the part that we love is helping other people succeed. So when Steve and Gina were talking about the same thing, they said, hey, we want to bless others and help others because people want time. They want freedom. They want financial independence. A lot of places right now, it's like people say, if I could just make an extra, in this case, it could be an extra 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 Rand a month. It's amazing what can happen, in your life because of that. And so when we talk about the idea of what we can do and how we can make money, it's pretty staggering. So the numbers we'll talk about a little bit are going to be obviously from a business standpoint a little bit later, but I want to talk more obviously about the product, but start thinking about if you had more income coming in, how would that change your life? Do you know other people that may have pain, may have issues, may have stress, anxiety, all kinds of different stuff, and that may also want to make some money? That's what we're going to talk about a little bit later. But really, when you think about it, the one thing that is that God created us to heal ourselves. If you think about it, if you cut yourself, if you break something, what happens? Our body immediately goes to that area and starts healing that area. So when you're 18 years old, you got about 1 billion live stem cells that are basically adult stem cells that are going through your body. So if I break my arm at 8 years old versus 18 versus 80, who's going to heal the quickest, right? So the interesting part about that is that when you think about the healing that God put in us, all this is doing is basically helping us to stimulate something that's already in our own body. When by the time you hit 30, you're basically only about half of your stem cells are active. By the time you're 60, now I'm 52, so I've got probably 15% maybe, once again. And so what I noticed the difference was that my healing when I would work out, my healing when I injured myself, it took a lot longer. This has healed me like this. Now, again, we pray for healing. We pray for people. We lay hands on people and we see miracles happen all the time. But sometimes for whatever reason, God provides something like this to bring healing. I was praying for healing when I hurt my neck 6 years ago. We go to church, we go to healing service, everything else, and for whatever reason, I wasn't healed. But because of this patch, I no longer have neck pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pain, all these things. I sleep better, more focus, more energy. It's pretty amazing. So I think I need to slow down because I'm talking too fast. Anyway, so the interesting part about it is that when you put on this very simple patch, you put this on, you can put it anywhere in your body. You can put it in your arm, you can put it wherever, but it's meant specifically to go in a couple of places. So right in the back of your neck, just about 3 inches down, or I'm trying to think of how many, whatever it's just for, how many centimeters down, I would say 3 finger widths, right? So you got 3 finger widths down from your hairline is where your central nervous system connects to the rest of your body. So that is where the most optimal place is, because if you have any kind of nerve pain, itises, anything like that, this is where it's definitely going to help. And once again, all that changes once you apply this. So it's to give you an idea of what it is this is called a non-transdermal patch, meaning that when you put it on, nothing is transferred to the patch into your body. Like they showed in the video, it basically acts as a mirror. So when your heat and light from your body hit this, it reflects back into your body and activates this copper peptide, which activates your stem cells. So what they do is actually they came up with this formula of these nanocrystals. It's hard to see, but it's like you see a little circle in the middle that's got all these different crystals in there. The rest is just a sticky tape. Basically, it's a what they call, I forget what they call it, but anyway, the tape they use in hospitals and stuff. So it sticks on. So I could swim with this. I've gone snorkeling with this, scuba diving with this, all kinds of different things, and never had any issues. So basically, the copper peptide is called the holy grail of anti-aging, which activates your stem cells. People say, well, what's this going to do for me? And my answer is the same for everybody. I'm like, I don't know. I can only tell you what's happened for me, for other people, and you hear some testimonies in a little bit. But what we see normally is one of the first things is we see, rapid pain relief. Another thing that happens is we actually get, reduced inflammation. So when you talk about the inflammation in the body causes a lot of issues in a lot of areas, we see this automatically. So if people have different types of pain, different types of things, it actually reduces the inflammation. It also supports wound healing. I was talking to a guy just earlier today. His wife had a surgery and her scar is, the doctor's like going, what are you doing? They said they couldn't believe how quickly the scar is disappearing. They were just shocked. So energy and vitality. I don't know how many people, I can't see people on here, but if I say raise a hands, how many people want more energy, more vitality? Who wants to feel more youthful? To me, that's what's happened. It's like when you understand this, we'll show that in a minute. But when we talk about actually, anti-aging versus age reversal, the more stem cells you have in your body, it basically reverses your age the way your body acts. Mental clarity. This has been huge for so many people. I can't explain. I can go on and on about that. Performance, enhanced sports performance. It's also faster recovery from exercise. I work out with these guys with F3, and normally I would be very sore. I did a leg exercise on Saturday. I thought for sure I was going to, be in a lot of pain. I felt the muscles tight as far as the way they were tightened, but there was no pain involved. So it was awesome. Also improvement in skin appearance. So after typically about 90 days, your collagen levels start dramatically increasing. So how many people would like to look a little younger too? That also helps with fine lines, wrinkles, and things like that. Also, people have scars and different issues that goes away. So how you actually use it is very, very similar. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. My routine is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Put the patch on at 9 a.m., take the patch off at 9 p.m. Now, again, if you forget about it or whatever, it's not going to make a difference, but the whole key is to stimulate and to rest. So you take the patch off, you throw it out, put a new patch on the next day. So you stimulate, reactivate, stimulate, rest, stimulate, recover. So that's really what you want to do, and only one patch at a time, and drink plenty of water. So the one thing I always tell people, if you're not drinking good water, drink lots of water, because what happens, it naturally detoxes your system. So we've had some people that feel like they have a cold the first couple of days because it literally starts detoxing your system. So the more water you drink, the more that'll actually help. So what I want to do is I want to open this up because Mena has a couple of people that once again, we talk about some of the different testimonials. So let me go here and escape out of this real quick. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. And I know, Mena, you've got some people that you said you wanted to share, and I think you want to share also. So Mena, can you unmute yourself and maybe call on some people to do that?
Hi, so I'm actually in South Africa, for those of you who weren't on earlier, and we have load shedding. I'm actually not used to this, so it's like pretty dark, but I have a little bit of light here, so I turned my camera off. But so I did ask Fontini to share briefly, and I did see you, Anya, and I think I've unmuted you, Fontini.
Yeah, yes, you had.
Yes, hi.
There we go. Can you see me?
Hi.
We don't have load
Yes.
shedding this side.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No. So we're lucky. I've actually invited two other people. They couldn't join because they have load shedding, but it's all good.
Yep.
Okay,
Well,
well,
we're
we're
recording this.
recording this, by the
Yep.
way. We're
And we'll send
recording
it
this,
out.
so we'll
Oh,
send it
sorry.
out.
Okay,
and-
so let me start.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was introduced to this by Mena and Greg. Mena actually gave me Greg's testimony, and I was so impressed with what she told me of how Greg was feeling that I thought to myself, she's a lawyer. She dots all her I's and crosses all her T's, so she can only be right. So I listened to one or two testimonials and then decided to take the plunge and go for the X39 patch. And I have been suffering with lupus. I was diagnosed with it, beginning stages of COVID, and I've been on meds. And when I was placing my order for the patches, I realized that 2 days I'd be shortfalling of my meds. And I got a prompting by the Holy Spirit to not order my meds. But I went and I ordered, and I'm still today going to go fetch them. It's from a compound chemist. I'm so amazed. I'm sleeping like a baby. I've got no more pain. I feel so blessed. And people are telling me, I look so revived. I look so much younger. What am I doing? I'm even gymming like I used to in the old days. So I cannot express my gratitude. Thank you, Mena, for letting me know of this awesome patch. That's me done. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm so glad that I actually got to share it with you. And I know that I'm so grateful to people that have shared it with us, because I'm going to try put my video on, because I don't like talking to people, but it's going to be dark. So sorry about it. Okay, there we go. So I wanted to share my testimony because like Fontini said, I'm a lawyer, so I'm really skeptical. Everything's not true until it's proven to be true, and I actually obviously, after seeing Greg's results and experiencing the peace, because he no longer was moaning and groaning from all the pain, I realized something's changed. And so let me try this for myself, because if it's going to reverse his age, I also want to be reversing in age. You know, I don't want him to reverse age without me. So anyway, my experience, you know, I didn't have any real aches and pains. But what I did have was when I woke up in the morning, I'd have a little bit of tightness in my hands because of inflammation. That was setting in, a little bit of tightness in my ankles. And I actually, honestly, within 2 days after putting the patch on, I actually woke up without the tightness in my hands, and I didn't have to kind of warm up to feel good, you know. And then also just a lot of energy. And then I have a scar from about 15 years ago. And I couldn't believe it, but it was probably about a week or two after I started using the X39 that the scar, instead of it being ridged, it had flattened out and it was almost faded. And I mean, this was literally a scar. It's like almost like a C-section cut. And it was ridged, and it was, and you could see it, but it was almost flat and faded. So I knew then that it was working. And obviously my sleep, I sleep very lightly. So you drop a pin and I'm awake. And I sleep so heavy now, I don't even hear if Greg's up or leaving the house. I have to call him to ask him where he's gone because I'm sleeping so deeply. But I just wanted to share, I invited another girl. Well, she was going to get on, but she just, she's gotten ill. So she told me that she's not going to make it tonight, but I wanted to share her testimony. In fact, her husband's testimony. A few weeks ago, they found a growth on his head, and the doctor told him he had to go and check it out because he was a little concerned that it's not too good. It doesn't look great. And she said to him, look, you need to start using this X39 patch. And a few days later, she told me 7 days, the patch had, the lump had flattened, formed a scab, and fallen off his head. And she said, we got to get back to the doctor now, and he's gonna have to see this for himself, because he had scheduled him for another appointment to go check it out. So I mean, we're hearing testimonies like this all the time. So I really am grateful that you guys have got on, and I know we're going to continue with the presentation.
Yes. And then I've got one more testimonial I want to share. We had a good friend of ours who used to be on the church board with us. We're on the board of a local church here. And of course, they're now mowing. So if you hear mowing in the background, it's amazing every Tuesday. Anyway, so the funny part about it is that he actually, well, not funny, but the interesting part is that about 5, almost 6 years ago, him and his wife went to a church event that was actually at a baseball stadium. And then they were crossing the street to go to their car, and a car came around the corner, a drunk driver, and hit both of them while they were crossing the street. She is still in a nursing home. He actually has had 5 or 6 different surgeries on his neck, on his back. Every time I see him, he's bent over and looks up at you kind of like this. Well, when I gave him the patches, he was actually in a wheelchair because his pain levels go up and down, but he was at a pain level 10 when we gave him the patches. And then Mena contacted him about a week and a half later, said, hey, Jim, we haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? He goes, oh my goodness, I'm feeling better than I have in years. In fact, I'm going to my doctor to just kind of validate what's going on. So I called him after he went to the doctor several days later and said, hey, Jim, I heard that you're doing great. How's things going? He goes, you won't believe it. He goes, my doctor said to me, he's a doctor. He said, today I have no pain. So instead of doing our normal therapy, can we actually do some x-rays to validate what's going on? He said, what are you doing? He said, well, let's do the x-rays and I'll talk about it. Well, the interesting part about that is the x-rays came back. He used to be bone on bone. So when they did the x-rays, the doctor's like, Jim, what in the world are you doing where there used to be obviously bone on bone, you now have cushion? And he said, I've never seen anything like this before. Instead of him being bent over like this, he's now standing upright and he's been pain-free. To me, that's a miracle of God. I'm just like, I can't believe it. He's now patching his wife in actually the nursing home, praying to God that this is going to help her in some way. And I know it's helping. We just don't know if it's going to help, do what's going on, because it's pretty crazy. So, but I could go on and on and on about testimonials out there. But the part that I want to share with you again is what kind of to expect, because the testimonials are amazing. And between people's, the way they feel, the way they look, everything else that happens. It's pretty amazing. But the other thing is kind of when you talk about long-term results, the very first few days, about 4,000 genes in your body begin to reset. And what happens typically within a couple of weeks, you start noticing a difference. But typically within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. It's a decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, depression. Also, hormones also become more in balance. So for people with hormonal issues, things like that, it also has that. The guy I was talking to today, the gal that had the surgery, it was on her thyroid because she's had hormonal issues and different things. He said she is a different person, more energy, more focus. She can't believe how she feels, and she's talking to everybody about it. And then also within 3 months, they talk about collagen increasing. So within 90 days, 3 months, basically your collagen increases wrinkles and everything like that. The interesting part about this is that within 6 months, things start reversing aging, and they talk about heart reverses in age. They said, according in a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years just after 6 months of using the X39. And there's a ton of other things. Like, once again, David Schmidt talks about it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. That's the founder of the company talking about this. And they got over 80 different tests they've been doing for years now, basically all these different clinical trials and everything else. And including, we're talking about tens of thousands of testimonials that are being recorded. It's pretty amazing. So the company itself, once again, it's a 19-year-old company, but it went from 20 million back in 2018 to $280 million last year. This year, we're looking at closer to $360 million. But once again, record growth every year. And so we talk to people all the time and said, people who are interested from a business standpoint, it's privately held, there's no stock, but people that actually get involved can make a lot of money. And the profit sharing is huge. So what we do is we share the website with everybody. Hopefully everybody saw before they got on the website, Start X39. There's 3 great videos on there. The very first video talks about the patches themselves. The second video talks about the X39 patch, and the third video basically talks about it's David Schmidt, who's actually the founder of the company, talking about all the benefits and everything else. And this video is done like back in 2019, but again, it's like an 18-minute video. I'd highly recommend checking all those out. And here's the patent. He's got over 100 patents on these different products. This one itself was patented back in 2020. And again, it's an 18-year patent. So there's no other company that can have this product. There's other companies out there that are similar, but they're actually what they call dermal patches, which actually goes into your skin, like pain patches where they got CBD or something else in it. This doesn't have anything in it, so it's nothing that's temporary. It's actually reactivating your stem cells, which is pretty amazing. So what I recommend for people that are interested in the product, again, there's a couple different options. The one option is you can pay retail. We don't like selling it at retail. We'd rather sell it to you at the wholesale price. So you can buy it as a preferred customer. But for basically just a $10 more, we recommend actually registering with one of the packs. So most people, we tell people if you can sponsor, start at the silver pack and above, where you get 3 sleeves. They actually waive the $25 setup fee. And then now what happens is that you don't have to do anything with the business, but if you refer people to us, now you can actually make money because we actually get people started. There's a compensation plan where you get compensated whether you want to do anything with it or not. We decided to run with it, and God's been blessing us abundantly, which has been amazing. So we have close to 300 people on our team already, and that's since just beginning of September, really mid-September, since we really got started. So when we talk about, obviously, the different levels, we registered at the Diamond Pack because we said, we're building this business. We want to make sure that when someone says, hey, I want to utilize this product, they get a sleeve, and the sleeve is basically 30 patches. So they get 30 patches, they take it out, they use it every day for the next 30 days. But what I tell them, say, hey, for here in the US, now different there, it takes about 5 to 7 days to get this. So to get these sleeves here, it takes about 5 to 7 days. So I tell people, I say, here, we're going to lend you a pack of 30, but when yours come in, give them back to us. So that's the reason why we do that. But again, there's also benefits at the higher levels of what you can make and things like that. But I always tell people, start at where you're at. You can always upgrade to different levels if you want to. In order to really profit from a business standpoint, you want to be gold and above. So again, that's what we recommend. Order the product, try it out. It's got a 30-day total satisfaction guarantee. There's no risk involved. The biggest part to me is, do you want better health? Do you want better, better wellness? Do you want to feel younger? Do you want to be pain-free? All these different things are some of the benefits we've seen with people, but I can never guarantee if it's going to take 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. So the thing is, we tell people, try a 90-day supply, try for the next 90 days, and you'll be shocked. One of the biggest things we see for people is that they start feeling different, but the second part is that they also get better sleep. They get better recovery. They feel better. It's amazing. So that's one thing we want to do. So anybody who is not interested from a business standpoint, we're going to take the next basically about 10-15 minutes, explain the business, how it works. But anyway, definitely get back with Mena. get back with the people who invited you to basically get this product ordered and try it, because there's no risk to that. And when you try it for yourself, you'd be amazed at how it works for you. And next thing you know, you'd be like me talking to everything that moves, because I'm like, if this can bless me and help us, we got dozens and dozens and dozens of friends that just are loving the product, and they're introducing their friends and so on and so forth. It's pretty amazing. So to shift into the business standpoint, to go back to what we talked about, is why would someone want to do this business? Because you got dreams, you got goals, you got things you want to accomplish. Unfortunately, because of 2020, a lot of things have happened. And some people are saying, if I can make an extra, even a few thousand rand a month extra, that would be great. Well, the good news is we get paid every single week. So I always say we get paid strongly, very weekly, meaning that every week we get paid, but we get paid very strong. And how the money is made is very, very simple, because it's something that it's not a difficult program, but we have basically what's called a binary. Now, my wife and I, we've built teams for years. We've made a lot of money doing that. But when we understood this, we were basically responsible for building a team on the right and a team on the left. So when we talk about building a team on the right, we want to put one on the right, one on the left, put another one on the right, put another one on the left. And by doing that, now what happens is that other people start getting put on your team automatically. Because what happens is that when you put them, they put down on the bottom of there, and you can actually earn up to $25,000 a week. So Steve and Gina Merritt hit what's considered senior presidential director. In less than 30 days, they're actually at the ability to make up to $25,000 a week. Now they're making that kind of money and a lot more, which is pretty amazing. Some of the highest income earners are in Japan right now, making over 100,000 US dollars. It's $100,000 a week. Now, for me, if I look at the Rand today, multiply that by 17, right? Because that's basically what you're looking at in Rands. So the second way you can actually make money is actually get paid what's considered different bonuses, because we get paid a percentage on the people that we bring in. So become a manager as you put two people on the right, silver and above, two people on the left, silver and above. Then what happens, you get qualified for a manager, and then you can move into the different ranks. So moving into the different ranks, what happens is that you actually get anybody you personally sponsor, you make 25% of whatever they're making. On top of that, monthly residual that comes from the points. But what happens is that by doing this, say as an example, for us, I believe we personally sponsored Fontini, from my understanding, and Fontini, our goal is to help her to make as much money as she can. So if we can help them make an extra 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 Rand a month, but basically so that could be per week even. So, but again, by doing that, we can also pay, the company pays us a matching bonus. Now, if Fontini sponsors someone, we get paid 20% of what they do. They sponsor someone else, we get 20% of what they do. That's how people, I think they can cap out of the 25,000 per week, but now can actually make a lot more by actually doing this. And again, we can go over more details on this, but just understand that people that you register personally, you're getting a percentage of what they do. So our goal is to help them make as much money as possible. So the stem cell therapy, if you understand the industry as a whole, they're talking about, once again, exceeding $300 billion globally. Currently, once again, this $200 million industry is expected to explode to $300 billion. And we are the forefront. And there's most of the ways that people can get it is only through an injection or through some other way of putting stem cells in the body. This is not putting stem cells in your body. It's just reactivating the stem cells that you already have. To me, that is absolutely brilliant. And again, stem cell injections cost, $7,000 to $100,000 for one injection in your knee, in your hip, in your shoulder, whatever. Where this, and it may or may not even work. Where this, once again, I tell people, wouldn't you rather put on a patch? It's a whole lot cheaper and more effective, actually. So again, when we talk about utilizing this, we have a team that we utilize. We have a program called the 331. We have a 331 where we sample this with people. Basically, we want to talk to 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people today, and get someone onto a video, watching the videos, get on a webinar or something like this where we can learn more. So talk to 3 people, follow 3 people, and then do that. And last but not least, we have a team system that's already in place. If you go to qfteambiz.com, you're going to want to write that down. It's got steps in there 1 through 9, and step 8 is how the compensation itself. So you can look at all the different compensation slides, understand it. And then we can also share different information, but there's videos and they're talking about exactly how this business works and how you can make money. But again, for us, we want to be sensitive to the time that we have. One thing, the same thing is from a registration standpoint, the same way we register people who are customers, we register people once again in these packs here. In order to qualify at the manager level or above, you have to be registered as a gold. So you can start as a bronze or a silver. We usually recommend silver and above. But if you start as a silver, you have to upgrade to a gold. And all you're doing is paying the difference here. And you actually get more sleeves. So you're just paying the difference. And by doing that, now what happens is that you actually can then qualify for higher bonuses. So we qualify for manager, we qualify for director, we're going to be senior director in the next few weeks. It's exciting to see what God is doing, how God is blessing us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it off to my wife now to kind of wrap up the meeting, because what we want to do is we really want to help people become successful. So let me stop sharing this right now, and so my wife can kind of wrap this up. So Mena, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. So thank you for that. And it was a great presentation. And thank you for all of you that actually got on, and those of us in the midst of load shedding, which for the American people on here, you don't understand what it means. It means that we actually pay for no lights. So we sit in darkness. But anyway, no, I'm only kidding. We don't have to, you know, there are ways and means of being able to live through this. But I'm so grateful that we actually were exposed to this opportunity, because, you know, we were able to help a lot of people around the world. And my passion is really to help a lot of my South African friends and family, because I know, you know, growing up in South Africa, that the situation is not, you know, with unemployment, it's so rife. And this is an opportunity where you can be a business owner, where you can actually write your own paycheck every week. Like literally, you can decide what you want to make this week and set a goal, you know, set a goal. And I know we have Anne and Graham, you guys have qualified managers already in our South African team, and you're close to qualifying directors. We have another couple that's also close to manager. In fact, Eleni McLean team, you guys are almost qualifying manager. And then we also have Karen, who couldn't be on tonight, her and her husband also almost qualifying manager. And you know, it's exciting when we see everybody hitting the ranks, because now they have this promo on where if you hit the manager rank, you get $100. If you hit the director rank, you're getting $300. If you get senior director, it's $500. I mean, literally, the money is on the table, and we do not want to leave it there. So let's push. I mean, we're not at the end of December. We still have what is it, like 2 weeks left? And anything can happen, 2.5 weeks left. So anything can happen. You are the one who makes it happen. So get up each day, ask the Lord to lead you. You know, who do you speak to today? Who do you share this innovative and revolutionary product with? Because it truly has made a difference for a lot of people. So I appreciate you all being on here. I am available. I think most of you actually have my mobile number and can WhatsApp me if you have any questions, and we can, you know, I'm available to help you. I'm available to help you get people started, to talk to people, whatever you need. Just reach out to me or to whomever has invited you on this evening. Okay. Have a great evening, and I appreciate you all getting on.
Yes, looking
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing everybody in about a week. God bless you guys. So if anybody has any questions, please shoot us a message. So I'm gonna stop recording. We can stay on for a couple minutes. But the main thing is that we want to definitely, obviously, you know, honor your time. So we try to keep it to 45 minutes. It is now 44 minutes. So that's what I want to do. So once again, bless you guys. Have an awesome day. Looking forward to seeing you guys pretty soon.